Welcome back, guys, to another video. This week we're going to Miami, UFC 287. I've been looking forward to this card for a while, and let's get right into it. We got the new Dana's favorite golden child right now, Raul Rosas Jr. He's fighting Christian Rodriguez, and Raul looked really good in his last fight. He got the early submission, right?
Yes.
So he looked really good, and I really don't know much about the other guy, and he doesn't really look too compelling to me. So I'm gonna say Raul with this one. He's gonna have a lot of hype behind him, and UFC are pushing this guy, and I think it's gonna work for him at this stage.
Yeah, Raul Rosas Jr. opening up the pay-per-view at, well, how old is he?
18, 19 now.
18, 19 years old. Imagine being in high school and open up a UFC main card.
Yeah,
A little nerve-wracking, huh? But we saw his last fight back in December against Jay Perrin, who was almost, 10 plus years older than him. Didn't look like a factor to him. He went out there, choked him out in the first round. He made that guy look like a rookie, and that guy, Jay Perrin's a veteran. Christian Rodriguez, he's 8-1. He's 2 fights in the UFC. I mean, it's his third fight. Fun fact about him: he's never been finished before in his whole career. So I am taking that into consideration here. I think Raul Rosas Jr. is not going to finish him. I think Raul Rosas will win a pretty convincing decision. That's what I think will happen. I think he'll win a pretty convincing decision in this. Christian Rodriguez, I'm not high on in this fight. I am very high on Raul Rosas, though. So I got Raul Rosas by decision and just putting on a masterpiece to open the main card. Kevin Holland, Santiago Ponzinibbio. This is a good fight. This is a little sleeper fight right here. I think this has potential to be a brawler. Kevin Holland's been on a skid. I mean, Khamzat Chimaev, not his style, man. Khamzat wrestled him right away. Holland's not a wrestler. Then he fought Stephen Thompson back in December, and Thompson looked way better than him in every aspect of that fight. He outstruck him, beats him in the fourth round. It was a really good win for Thompson. Now, Ponzinibbio, I haven't liked what I've seen from him recently. He hasn't looked the same since that 2018 version I've seen, 2017 version from him after he had that long layoff. Yes, he won against Alex Morono back in December, but if we're going to look back, he was losing that fight, if I forgot. And Alex Morono took that fight, I think, what was it, week or two notice. So the fact that he was losing that fight to a guy that took it on a week or two notice is a little bit concerning to me. Not to mention, look at the fights he lost before that. Jeff Neal Pereira lost to Lee. I think Kevin Holland's going to finish Santiago on this night. Give me Kevin Holland by late finish. I think it's going to be a standing fight, a little competitive at the start, but then Kevin Holland's just going to catch him. I have not liked what I've seen from Santiago. He's getting older. I think he's going downhill. He won his last fight by knockout, but he was losing that fight to a guy on a 1 week notice. So give me Holland by knockout in this fight.
Yeah, I really agree with everything you just said because Kevin Holland, he's really good on the feet, and we are just looking at it. He's losing to all strikers, like you're saying. He's on the decline. He's older now. But the only thing I'm concerned for Kevin is Ponzinibbio has power. Like he can slug and hit hard. And Kevin Holland, I don't know. Who is he? Pull up Kevin Holland's
He's
record right now.
last,
I just
last.
want to look at it. So let's see. He lost to Stephen Thompson, a striking fight, and then he got out wrestled by Hamzat, and then he was getting Darce choke wins and stuff. But I don't know because in the striking, if Ponzinibbio can do well because he's still a good striker. I don't think he's fully done yet. And Kevin Holland hasn't really. He's a brawler. He's not really the best striker, I don't think, and that's his main attribute. But I think Kevin Holland will win in a decision.
Okay.
Next fight, we got our boy Rob Font versus our other boy Adrian Yanez. Ira hands down, Adrian Yanez. This is the sleeper fight of the night. I have Adrian Yanez. This is my lock of the night. Adrian Yanez. He's the mini Masvidal, and now he's training with Masvidal. He brings that energy when he fights. He's so slick on the feet. He's been knocking people out, absolutely battering people, and I can't wait for this fight. He's on a 5-fight win streak right now, and I think he absolutely tees off on Rob Font, and Rob Font's coming off a real, not a really bad, but didn't he get beat up bad? What fight was that where he got beat up bad?
Cheeto.
Yeah, that was his last fight. This is what I'm saying. After a bad loss in a decision like that, they should have stopped that fight. I really thought they should have stopped that fight. But I don't know if he's gonna be the same. I mean, I'm sure, but like that chin might be gone. I don't know. A lot of young fighters after a beating like that, they don't come back the same. But I have Adrian Yanez money line seal. Kevin's lock of the week.
I do agree with you. I mean, Rob Font, he's 35 years old now. He's getting up there in age. He's had a lot of fights in his career, and it's a long layoff now too. I know he had a kid and all that, but it's still a long layoff. And not to mention, Cheeto Vera put a beating on him. And when I see that happen to a fighter, especially a fighter that's a little bit older, they usually don't come back very well. I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong. Rob Font looks like he looks like how he looked in the Cody Garbrandt fight, but I don't see it. I think Giannis might finish Font. I really do. I think Giannis catches him maybe early. I think it could be done
Really?
quickly in there. I just think Giannis is boxing so slick, but Adrian does get hit. He can get hit. So Rob is good boxing too. You gotta take that in consideration. Adrian can get hit, but I don't know. Rob Font seems like he's on the downhill. Maybe I'm totally wrong on that, but Adrian, I think he's just gonna start going up from here. I think it's his big fight to where he takes that leap and cements himself in this division. Give me Giannis by early finish. I mean, I really like that. I think he catches him early. Call me crazy, but
I would say late finish or like decisive decision, maybe another beatdown. Because I don't know. I think Rob Font's still gonna have it in him. And like the Rob Font, like you said, he had a long layoff. That was good though. After a fight like that, you need a long layoff. So he's definitely recovered by now. But it's kind of like Usman. Like after getting, he never got knocked out, but after getting beat up bad, it's kind of shaky getting back in there.
yeah, it will be interesting. But I think Giannis will win this. But next fight of the night. Oh man, have I been waiting for this one? Jeez, I've been hearing a lot of talk.
I'm
Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal. Gilbert Burns back in January against Neil Magny. Of course, me thinking maybe I got a little upset. I picked Neil Magny to beat him, and Gilbert Burns dominated Neil Magny, just took him down and submit him right away. And not to mention, Neil Magny can wrestle. He's a better wrestler than Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Lost to Hamza in a very good fight of the year vibes. Beat Thompson, lost to Usman. Congrats. Look what he did before it beat Woodley Maya. You got Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Lost to Colby Covington back in March. I think he won a round, if even that. Lost to Usman by knockout in the second fight. Lost to Usman again. That was a week notice though. He beat Diaz up badly. You all know the famous Askren knee. Yeah. So there's a reason. There's a reason the odds are so one-sided in this fight, Kevin Jowers. There's a reason for that, buddy. Gilbert Burns is a dog. Gilbert Burns can wrestle. Gilbert Burns can strike. Gilbert Burns has power. Jorge Masvidal can strike. Jorge Masvidal has power, but Jorge Masvidal can't wrestle. Yeah, his defense is good, but he ain't defending all those takedowns as we see in all those fights. And Jorge Masvidal saying it's
Yo, is
gonna
this
be like
guy
a
still talking?
nah,
He's been
yeah,
talking for like
I
2 minutes now. I think
loved
all
it.
the fans
I
are
loved it.
sleeping.
You know
They
what I
probably
love
all
about
clicked
this?
off the video
I
already.
love about this is Jorge Masvidal said it's gonna be a violent finish. Didn't he say Colby Covington and Usman was gonna be a baptism? Was that a baptism? Because that was total domination for 5 straight rounds by Colby and a knockout by Kamaru Usman. So I ain't hearing all that talk again. With that being said, give me Gilbert Burns by decision. I don't think he's going to finish him, but I think Burns is going to win a decisive decision on this night. I think Masvidal is on the trajectory going downhill from here. Gilbert Burns by decision. He's going to make this look good and easy.
Guys. You're overlooking George Masvidal so much. Everybody's just forgetting. The two best people in that division are Colby and Usman. Nobody else.
Where's Burns? Where's Burns in that division?
You're overlooking this guy. What about Darren Till? What about Ben Askren? Pull up Masvidal. Pull up Masvidal right now because he's been so.
What's Ben Askren's record in the
What
UFC?
about Nate Diaz? Everybody's forgetting. Everybody's forgetting.
Are those guys anywhere near
The
Over
strike. This is
Burns.
going to be a striking battle. Yes, Burns is going to be going for those takedowns, but I think Masvidal will stuff them because yes, he can't stuff the two best wrestlers in the division, but I think he'll be able to have a better chance stuffing Burns than everybody else. But I think it's going to be a brawl, and I think there's going to be fight of the night. And is there a finish? I think there. If there's a finish, it's Masvidal knocking Burns out, or Burns could get a submission. But I really don't see Masvidal getting submitted. But I could see this going to decision, or Masvidal getting maybe an early knockout. Burns a little chinny too. Look what Usman did to him. Just that jab.
Okay, but you have to put into perspective. He's older, very much older in age. Nate Diaz, Ben Askren are nowhere near as good as Gilbert Burns. And not to mention,
Until
Gilbert Burns is a very bad stylistic matchup for guys like Covington. Okay, so you're putting Covington above all these guys. I get that, but Burns is right there, man. He's right there.
I'm just saying they both lost to Usman, and they both lost to the top tier guys. This is gonna be a good fight. This is the gatekeeper fight of the division, but I don't know. I have Masvidal winning this fight. He's been training because this is like a must win for him because he's even said like next time he loses, he's done, or if he loses this fight at least.
I could put an edit here. Ryan's lock of the night. Gilbert Darino Burns. Don't overthink it.
Absolutely not.
Don't overthink it. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, do not overthink it. There's a reason the odds have it as it is.
All right, and now Ryan will introduce our main event of the evening. Take it away, sir.
I'll gladly introduce it because, I don't want to hear your little spickling boo-boo all of this. Alex Pereira. Yeah, this guy's scary, man. Sheesh. I was walking down the street at night and I saw this guy walking towards me. I walked the other way. Comes in, what he did at MSG, his UFC debut, knocked that guy out with the flying knee. I'll never forget watching that. Bruno Silva was a good one. Knocks out Sean Strickland with that left hook. Then Israel Adesanya, November 12th, 2022, Madison Square Garden, one of the most, if not famous arenas in the world. And man, that was like a movie. That was like a Rocky movie, man. Israel Adesanya is up 3-1 going into the 5th round. And what does his corner tell him? You got to go knock this guy out. And Alex comes out of the corner and says, I'm going to effing kill this guy. And he goes forward. I don't care if I get caught. Boom, boom, boom. Just the famous John Anik says, down goes the champ. Down goes the champ. And then your favorite ref, Mark Goddard, steps in. Fight's over.
Debatable stoppage. Debatable stoppage is the championship fight.
3 minutes left, but that's story for another day. And Israel Adesanya, he cleared out the division before this. Jared Cannonier, Robert Whittaker, Vittori. The Blagojevich fight, he moved up. I don't really count that. That's a tough fight. Costa, spectacular performance. I'm missing that Izzy. I need to know where that Izzy went. Where did that Izzy go?
Here.
Where did that Izzy go? Because I haven't seen him since that fight.
You need a partner.
He got a partner in his last fight, so we're gonna see it again.
He did, and Izzy almost knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah.
Everyone,
listen, Izzy's great, one of the best fighters of all time for this division. But I watched this fight yesterday. Man, Izzy had his moments. Alex has his moments, but the thing is why I'm picking Alex is because one, I just think Alex has his number, and two, I was watching that fight and Alex always came forward. If you want to beat Izzy, you got to come forward, man. You can't sit back and let him do what he wants. And Alex came forward. He checked the leg kicks.
Is that true, though? That's not Whittaker came forward. Costa came forward.
Not as much. And Costa, is Costa as good of a striker
as Alex, to the knockout.
Is Costa as good of a striker as Alex, though? No. Not even close. So that's why Alex came forward. And he was always so close. I saw in these rounds of landing that
first round. What happened that first round when they were fresh?
Got caught. It happened.
If there's 5 more seconds left in that round, that fight would have been over.
If shoulda, coulda, woulda, it didn't happen. There's a reason it didn't happen.
Izzy's gonna. All right, my turn.
No. Last thing. Alex was always so close to landing that hook every single time.
Yeah, you can't touch him.
I think Alex is going to finish Izzy again. Call me crazy. Alex Pereira is going to finish him. Like John Jones said, Some guys just have your number, man. And I think Alex is going to finish him late again.
See, I'm on the opposite. I think this is a second round knockout for Israel Adesanya. I think Izzy drops him with something and just gets on him, grounds and pounds him until the ref pulls him off. Yeah, I thought Israel was winning that whole last fight too. You said you rewatched it. Izzy was winning that whole entire
He
fight,
was.
and I don't get why just because Pereira had that one moment that it's gonna happen. It's kind of like the Leon one. This is very similar to the Leon Usman 3, but I'm on the other side this time. I don't think because like he didn't get knocked out the way Usman did. He did not get knocked out the way Usman did. This was a debatable little slight moment, and Izzy even said he should like you should let me get knocked out then, or let him go down at least.
He did go down.
Well, he tripped, got back up, and was on the fence.
3 minutes left. He's doozing off. Oh, come on.
Now we've seen what about last week's fight? With that dude walking around getting beat up. I forgot what his name was. You could have stopped that fight. There's it's
totally different.
debatable. I'm not saying it's
different.
It's debatable though. It's debatable though. I don't know, but I just have Izzy second round knockout. There's no way Pereira. He got pushed so fast by the UFC, and if Pereira does, Pereira can knock him out in the first round. He will get mauled by any other person in that division, I believe.
That's just crazy.
I think Robert Whitaker absolutely makes a scene. I think Vittori could do very well in that fight too.
Come on, Vittori didn't even win his last fight. Come on now, come on.
I don't know, but I just say he would definitely fight Whitaker though. He would fight Whitaker, and I think Whitaker would make an example.
Yeah, you're already looking past like he's fighting Whitaker next. Almost
I'm just saying.
back
I'm
of
just
your
saying.
mind, you're like, is
That's
he?
why I started off the conversation with if. I said if he were to win, but he's not. This is double locks of the night today to on this episode. This is another lock. So we have who was I having first?
You had Adrian Yanez as your other.
Oh yeah, I forgot if it was Giannis or Masvidal. I had the Giannis as my lock, and now I have Adesanya. Those are my two locks. I think this whole card's a lock if you take my picks. I'm making money. If you guys DM me too, I'll show you. I have proof. I literally run the bank. So
good luck with that. But
we'll make a recap. We'll make a recap.
For my betters, wouldn't touch this fight. It's too close.
For my betters, I'd hammer this fight. Just rewatch the last fight. Just do me a favor and rewatch.
It doesn't matter. The last fight, you can look at that, but Alex is only getting better. I know Izzy's getting better.
And I agree.
Too,
it's going to be a different fight.
Just,
I think Izzy might even mix in more wrestling. That's what
that again.
I believe Izzy might mix in more wrestling.
It's easier to learn defensive wrestling than it is offensive wrestling. And now he's just going to go in there and offensive wrestle. Come on now. I don't believe that. You know, I could be wrong, but I don't.
He did it the last fight. He was taking him down, and it was working. And
he took him down for what? 3 minutes, like.
And it was working very well.
Why didn't he go back to it then? Why didn't he go back to it the next round then? Because he's not a wrestler. He's a natural born kickboxer.
Yeah, but he can mix it up. And if Pereira just thinks he's going to kickbox, he'll be more comfortable. But if you mix in the takedowns, he's going to be a little shaky.
I agree, but I don't think he will.
Israel Adesanya, GOAT talk.
Well, hope you enjoyed that. We are 100% going to do a recap video on this one. Saturday night, Miami, Florida, UFC 287. Can't beat it. Great weekend. We'll be back with more videos, I guess. Interviews are going to be returning very soon, shortly. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.